Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Monday. I'm Mia Voss. You're at JGOOT Village. Here, let me pull this up for you and tell you where you are. Free community where we teach anyone, and we mean anyone, the basics of how to travel anywhere in the world for free. We have a guest today, Kary Presence, as I like to say. Alexa announced my calendar. She goes, "Oh, 2:30, Kary Presence." I'm like, he is a gift. She just said it out there. How are you?
Doing fantastic. How are you today?
I am doing well. If y'all don't know Kary, one, you probably met him in our August conference, which was such a blast. So you all got to see him there. Please comment and let me know if you've met Kary in person at any of our either our JGOOT Lounge events or at our conference, and you are going to be giving us a ton of information. It's kind of a Q&A yay today, right?
It's a Q&A. It's what do I do next? It's I've been watching and I kind of want some more information, but I'm not 100% sure where to go kind of thing. And we got some teasers and we've got some goodies. So we're going to have a blast today as always because me and I are in the same room together virtually, but
We're
we're
in a
going to have
virtual
tons
same
of fun.
room. We really do have a lot of fun. You may remember Kary was here in April, so we thought it would be a good idea to do a little refresher for all the new people who've come in because we get a ton of new people either in the lounge or actually in the village as well too. Brooke from above is here who just let me know we are live. Thank you for that. I had a little moment where I'm like, wait, we got to be live. So if you could comment, tell us where you're from, tell us what your bucket list is. Oh, yeah, we got a lot of YouTube people today. Greetings from Central Florida. Nice to see you. Hi, Tony. Nice to see you too. So, hopefully, everybody will be coming through and we will pull up your information, a little bit more housekeeping so that we can see your name and your beautiful face. If you could go to streamyard.com/Facebook and give it permission so that StreamYard can show all your Facebook information, that would be fabulous. Hi, Carol in Arizona. Nice to see you. And again, please let me know if you have met Kary in person and had the privilege of that because it's super, super fun. We had so much fun in August. We really did. And so
We
I love, hi,
sure did.
we did. And Kate is here. Nice to see you as well, too. So I am driving the comments today. I'm pretty excited. I will be pulling up comments. And then, Kary, if you want to keep an eye on comments as well, too, if you want me to pull up something that you want to
Yeah.
interrupt yourself because you know that we need to know about it, please do. I would love that. All right. So here we go.
I love
Hi,
it. I love
Chris
it.
from Palmetto. Oh, we know him.
We know Chris. We love Chris. Edwin's on here
We
too somewhere.
Yes, hi. All of our honeys are here. Hi, Carol. Met a couple times. Nice, thank you. Hi, Michael. I'm not sure who this is, so tell us. Got some old loungers too. Already did a bucket list of Southeast Asia in July. JGOOT style, of course. Oh, please comment and tell us who this is. I want to know. Can you guess who you think that is?
Hello from Colorado. I
An
can't
old
think of who it
lounger
is.
went to South. It's really hard to keep track of us JGOOTers.
I mean, if I had a nickel for every lounge member that's gone to Asia or planning to go to Asia, something like the one like it's great. It's great fun inside my head because it's like once in a lifetime trips every year for the rest of your life. Yeah, it sounds really good. However, over my last year and a half of really being in the thick of it with JGoot, seeing it happen over and over and over again, and the amount of clients and people that are planning their next trip on their current trip. Like it's inspiring, it's amazing, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of
Oh,
fun.
we call that the Stanamira effect. My name isn't showing up, Kary. I was at Park City, says this person. Okay. But tell us your name. That'll be awesome. Link on text is incorrect for Facebook Live. I'm not sure what the okay, well, but you're here, aren't you? So whoever's out there throwing out those links, we'll take care of that. And yay. Okay, Kary, let's get you ready. You ready for the next slide?
We are. We are.
Oh,
So what's
tell
up?
people how to say your last name, by the way.
So my last name is Win, and oh, it says on. Okay, good. What's up? Hey, girl. Yeah,
Mhm.
we got to hang out. So my name is Kary. I have a very German first name and I have a very Vietnamese last name. It's Nguyen, like your dentist, like your nail tech, like your laundromat owner, like your ophthalmologist. As a culture, we stay in our lane, kind of. I mean, there's those of us that are in travel as well, but it's pronounced win. Like I win, you win, we win,
Everybody went.
and
Oh,
that's what we're going on. I'm supposed to keep you because Mia's doing the clicking for the slides, but it's a little bit about me. I'm born and raised here in Las Vegas, and I've
oops.
gotten to gotten to have a lot of fun traveling all over the place, and we're going to get into that. But go ahead, next slide. This first slide here, you're going to want to stick around to the end because we're going to share a little bit about that teaser for all of you that are here inside of our JGOOT village and part of our JGOOT diaspora, right? The JGOOT people all over across the country. And so you're going to want to stick to that. Stick here with us, hang out with us to find out a little bit more about that and then what that looks like coming up into the shopping season, holiday season.
Yeah.
Because we want to hook you up. And so because you're here, you get first to know.
And I just want to comment, JGOOT Lounge. Kary has his swag shirt on, which I absolutely love. So JGOOT Lounge, of course, we're here in the village. We broadcast here every week. We have the book. Where's my book? Oh, it's downstairs because I'm always reading it and making notes. But
I have my book. I'm going to show my book.
Let me see.
Yes. Check your phone real fast. Brooke's texting you.
Absolutely. All right.
So this is our book, and we're going to talk about this a little bit and how to. Apparently, we're not streaming in the Facebook group.
Well, and I am showing right here. You are live in JGOOT Village. So go figure.
All right.
Let's see. You keep going. Show the book while I do a little.
I'm going to keep going. You play a little bit. So we've got this, but go ahead and go. Everybody's showing where they're. Click on next slide for me, please, and then we're going to go through that. So Black Friday teaser. We did talk about that. Make sure you stick around towards the end because we're going to talk about that a little bit. Next slide. So my travel purpose. This is something I really love. It's not only am I a human, much like you are. We are also. I'm very oriented in travel. I'm born and raised with a family that grew up traveling with the emphasis on travel and doing and going and having tons of fun and collecting experiences. And as I've gotten older, that's been my entire purpose is collecting experiences, right? So I don't go things to necessarily do things to like go and eat places, but I want to experience things. And I love making magic moments. And what does that mean? I'm here talking to you. You've invited me into your home, and let's have a magical experience together. And I believe in magic in the extent of what it feels like, right? Disney magic, hotel magic, all sorts of other types of magic out there. Well, this is Kary magic blended with $20 word.
It is a $20 word. It is
JGOOT magic blended with Kary magic. So we're gonna have some fun. Next slide.
Well, and let me just comment. Thanks for the heart attack, StreamYard, because it has been live the whole time. Apparently hasn't showed up. So here's where I can also tell you that if you missed the very beginning of this, once we're done, you could watch the whole replay. You haven't missed anything.
There we go.
Well, except how fabulous we are with our banter.
Back and forth.
Exactly.
My JGOOT life. What are my roles here? In this capacity, I'm talking to you as an advisor, right? An advisor is a position that exists to help you decide on your path with JGOOT, which is where we're going to be today. I also help plan events and execute events. And then also I'm the merch guy. If you saw my super cool JGOOT Lounge shirt, we have a merch site that we've been slowly rolling out, but you'll get to see more. And maybe if you're here and you want to get something, I could probably create a coupon for you or give you free shipping or something like that. Because we'll get into more of that. So if you want more information about the merch, just drop the word merch in the comments. I'm making this up as I go, Mia. That's why we're not prepared for it.
I like it.
Just drop the word merch and I'll come back later today and get you some information about that. But next slide.
And yes, Kary will be checking out all these slides as soon as we get done. And let me remind everybody too, that we have a lot of our experts and our advisors are in the crowd too. Anthony's here, I saw. And so they're going to be popping in links for you as well too. We've got a couple other action items for you. Okay, let's see your travel story. This looks amazing.
All right. Well, and according to our team, we're all good now. So I love
what I've heard.
Goods.
But thanks for the heart attack again, StreamYard. If you're watching in the replay and saw my facial expressions of like, give me a break.
Oh my goodness.
Brooke, no worries. Thank you for keeping us in the know. I appreciate you all. It takes a village. Here we go.
My travel story. So I alluded to this a little bit earlier, but I was fortunate enough to grow up with a mom that valued travel, right? My dad is ethnically Vietnamese, came over from Vietnam post the 1970s. And my mom, like, there was always been an emphasis on going and seeing people and visiting and accomplishing things. And so this is just a smattering of pictures over the last few years. I mean, the oldest ones on here are actually from Paris. I'm desperate to get back to France. I need to go 2024, 100%. But now I know how to get there much easier and better through all of the JGOOT skills. I know there's some more pictures coming up here.
And I love that you heard it here first. You made the proclamation you're going to France. So we're going to hold
I
your
just need to.
feet.
Well, actually, I have to go to South Korea first because one of my friends got engaged. She's marrying some grandson of some industry titan in Korea, and so now we have to go to South Korea. Isn't that miserable?
Yeah, oh, I feel badly. And it says here, if you were late, and you weren't late intentionally, again, you can watch the replay from the beginning as soon as we were done.
Yes.
So, oh, look at
So
all
here's
this.
just some more pictures, and it's just these are just little snapshots of like what have I gotten to see, what have I gotten to do, and all of these are pre-JGOOT, right? Like I already knew that the world was small because I decided that, right? Like I already knew that's how I was raised, and so I've always loved going. I've always known that I've wanted to live a career, a lifestyle that allowed for me to pick up and go whenever I want to and not have to worry about it. I know that's not quote unquote normal, but that's my normal, right? From decisions that I made post college going into my life. And so then kind of getting here now, being a part of the JGOOT team has allowed for that to just become significantly more exponential and just a blast, an absolute blast. So next slide.
Let me just comment. I feel like this middle picture here of you with the night swim, that like if you write a book, that needs to be the cover of the book. Like,
yeah, that was for my birthday. That was actually during the pandemic. That was August of 2020, and we went there for a week. My significant other at the time thought it would be fun, and I'll always love the Wynn. The Wynn Encore. If you're coming to Vegas, I live here. Wynn Encore is my favorite place to stay and play and party and hang out and gamble and all of that. And so I love. Oh, you see the Manoa Falls? I loved being there in Manoa.
Yes,
so much.
yes, I do see that. And we agree, proud parent. That's an amazing array of photos. Very Kary. Okay, there we go.
So here's the main ideas that we're going to get out of today, because we have that hat of advisor. Wish I had like a dunce cap, like that said advisor on the top of it. That would be really fun. But the main ideas today are like, okay, so you've read the book. Did you go? I don't need to go get. So if you've got the book, you've read the book, whether you have the print copy. Fun fact, this was the very first printed copy ever ordered. And so I have that. It's not signed or anything, but I know that it was because that's what the receipt says.
I love that. And I have the hardback one too, which is so old school, but I absolutely love it. Yay,
yeah, mine's soft cover because it travels a little bit easier for me when I'm jam packing my carry or my personal item. But what to expect when you book an advising call, right? That's something that we're going to talk about for sure, because you may have been a fly on the wall, you may have read this, you may have bought this and not read it yet, but we want you to get this information under your belt, start processing it, and then we'll go into that next step. And then number 2 here is, of course, choosing the path. This is language that I use to help you better understand what it's like to be involved here in JGOOT, right? There's different paths for you to take. You've chosen path left or path right throughout your life. And so we have a kind of a fork in the road here for you too. And the best part is it doesn't matter which path you choose. They're both going to be great because it all depends on where you are and what you want out of it. So next slide. My first JGOOT story. This is the Miami one. I had a really, really great time in Miami of 2022. This was May. It was May of last year. And I picked up the phone, called my friend Shannon. And we were talking about different things. Shannon and I have been friends for a very, very long time. I knew her when she only had one kid. And now she's got a 12-year-old. And I was like, hey, I think I want to go to Miami. I'm already down in the Orlando area. I've never spent time down there. How do I do this? What do I do? And she's like, okay, well, here's how we do this, right? Because we're friends. And she knows how to talk to me because we're friends. And so she used a lot of what's written in here for me to find the best flight deal to get from Orlando, or the best transport to get from Orlando area, Central Florida, down to South Florida, to how to find the best hotel deal how to get it all together. She walked me through, because she's my friend, right? We've known each other. Walked me through what Joel has put in this book. Yeah, right. You had your 12-year-old when you were 8. It's fine. It's fine. There's no issues with any of that.
We have a little too much
and
fun
then
in this group.
yeah, and then we got to create this whole experience. Go ahead and click on the next slide. So I ended up getting this amazing room at the Hyatt Regency from just the skills that she shared with me over the phone about 2 weeks before going, booking this was like a 800 square foot river view over the Miami River there in downtown Miami. This amazing suite. What I loved on the TV was you could actually swivel it to the bed or swivel it to the sitting room. And that was just like a really fun thing. And I tell you, and where I'm standing in that top picture, I'm standing in front of the office space, which isn't pictured here. But massive bathroom, just wonderful space. I stayed there for 4 nights and got to stay there for $100 a night. That was amazing. Excuse me. And because of how we were able to figure it all out, I had free breakfast every morning too. So if we consider that, that was a savings of, I think, $30 a day because of family, because of how we worked it out. So it was like, okay, well, there might be something here. There might be something to learn here, right? That was my entry into JGOOT. Okay, next slide.
Which I love too is taking into consideration all of the costs, either the things that you would have to pay for separately that are included, right? Or just, it's not just that $101 per night thing. There's a lot of factors, and that's part of the JGOOT way as well.
Yeah. It's factoring in everything and all of the savings. Like, even I think about every time I go to the airport, every time I go into one of the 3 lounges here in Las Vegas, either the Centurion or the Club lounges, and I walk in there and I eat, and I don't drink alcohol, but I drink plenty of juice and I drink plenty of soda water with limes. And I make all these choices. Every time I go in there, I leave so grateful because I just either saved a grocery trip, saved time cooking before leaving my house, or saved not eating at a restaurant inside of the airport. Oof. Right. And so it's like, and I've been on 36 planes this year so far. I still have 7 more planes to be on for the remainder of the year. So that's 42 total this year. That's 42 ins and outs of this. Just crazy. Absolutely crazy. But as far as my latest JGOOT story, and this is one of my favorite pictures, a little grainy because of the window from the hotel. But this is the view of Hilo Bay there in Hilo, Hawaii on the Big Island that we got to go to in September. And I do a lot of domestic travel right now because that's just the way that my life is unfolding. Next year is almost all international. This year is a lot of domestic. And go to the next picture, or the next slide.
1 second.
Okay. And a couple more pictures. That's me. That's my significant other. But we got to do this whole trip to the Big Island on rule number 1. Now, here's a call to action in the comments. Can you tell me what rule number 1 is? Let's see what we've got here.
I love this. Keeping everybody on task.
I normally, like, whenever I'm live in this kind of situation or scenario, I definitely like conversation. So the more you chat, the more you post, the more I know you're here, the better version of me that you get.
Oh, I love that. The interaction, right? We're not sure who this is. Again, we should get together when you're in Hawaii, the Vietnamese connection. Tell us who you are. Yeah. Okay. Do you see the answers coming in?
I see one of them. I see. Okay, there's another one. Thanks, Cezanne. Okay, I see. Give me some more. Give me some more. Cash if great deal. Look daily. That is one of our rules.
Yeah.
Joel, no prizes for you. You get me. That's your prize forever. Remember, Kary's a present. Alexa said so. Go where the deals are. So this is a really amazing thing because I chose to believe everything that I've learned. I chose to apply all the skills that I've learned. Then I ended up here, right, doing this with you as part of JGOOT. Then in July, I think it was, I got a text message from Alaska saying, hey, we got buy one, get one free tickets to go from San Diego or a variety of cities in the West Coast and then go to Big Island, either on Kona or Hilo. And I'm like, so I called, had that message, called Shannon again, because Shannon and I are friends. And I was like, Shannon, what is this? And she's like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. because I was planning a trip to New York City. We were going to New York City. And so I called my my partner and was like, yo, we have this option here. We can either go left or we can go right. We're right here in Vegas. It's 6 hours in New York City or 6 hours to the Big Island. What do you want to do? We talked for about 20 minutes, landed on Big Island. Why? Because that's where the deal was. That's where the deal to go was. And the price on that ticket was $402 for 2 people to go straight. Well, we ended up leaving out of San Diego because we live here in Vegas and in San Diego, so back and forth a lot.
Right.
Go all the way there. And so I was like, well, this is a great cash deal. So I got on there, like, okay, let me look at points for hotel rooms. Oh, points were so bad. The point redemption was so bad to go to Hawaii, Big Island as well, which doesn't have as many hotels as Oahu or Maui, as far as like Hyatt and Hilton and Marriott and all of that. So I ended up finding a great cash deal at the Grand Naniloa in Hilo, and then a killer cash deal at some Wyndham Village over on the Kona side. And so we split our trip. We spent a few days here and then a few days there, and we made this whole thing work. And of course, if you're going to Hawaii, you have to have a rental car. And so I'm like, okay, I probably booked 14 or 15 rental cars over the course of July, August, September. Yeah, until September, and it ended up getting just a Dodge Charger, right? But it was $200 to rent a car for the whole week. And so $200 for a rental car, about $900 for accommodations, because my point redemptions were crap at any hotel that I wanted to stay at, right? Because I use my JGOOT calculator religiously. And what that showed me was that I'm actually going to do this. I actually want to do this all cash. So we chose to do it all cash. If you don't know what the calculator is, drop the word calculator there, because it's this handy dandy tool that tells you whether it's a good deal to use your points or not. So I chose to use. Oh, are you talking to me?
I am. It's my Frenchie was snoring in the background, so I've been muting myself. Comment calculator, but then also comment book, because the calculator is mentioned in the book and you want to learn about that as way too. But if you want to just take a look at it, calculator is super, super fun to play around with, right?
It's so good. So that became a big aha for me, because again, we love talking about points, and there's a whole bunch of conversation about, when should I go? How should I go? Do this, do that, all of this stuff about points, earning multipliers, redemption multipliers. And I tell you, it's fantastic. However, I'm here to tell you that I was able to do a week-long Hawaiian vacation with all of my accommodations and my rental car for about $1,100. No, $400, $900, $1,500.
Wow.
$1,500.
That's incredible. Yeah.
And that's a lot if I was going from Vegas to Phoenix or something like that. But I went to Hawaii. I was able to go there and walk the banyan trees, go to Akaka Falls on the Big Island. We went up to Kilauea. She started erupting on Sunday when we arrived. We landed at 2:20. She erupted at 3:15. So I rearranged our entire itinerary. Rearranged the itinerary to go see Kilauea. Those plumes that are like that plume of smoke right there is about 300 feet tall with where the fire is. For perspective, we're about 0.7 of a mile away.
That's incredible.
And so all cash. And it was just fantastic. And I have a travel budget, right?
Yeah. And let me ask you, did you work, and this is the great thing about JGOOT Lounge, we mentioned that before too, but I feel like we sort of watched it in real time as well too, of when you were making these decisions of talking about it, in the lounge as well, to be like, hey, this is what I'm doing. So I love that about the lounge, is you can kind of work these things out too. Because that is a lot. If you're not in the JGOOT wave, that would stress you out, right? It can be a little stressful, like, oh my gosh, wait, we're gonna sort of roll the dice and do that. But then I love being in the lounge too. You can really have some
think about it as a brain trust. I mean, even inside the village here, like this is a travel brain trust. Don't touch. I would go touch. I would walk. I would get as close to the lava field as possible. But that's me. That's my Steve Irwin inside of me of like, there's a deadly lion. I'm gonna go touch it. I just want to touch it. And it's definitely worth it. But having that brain trust, be able to bounce ideas off of, in the I love seeing our coaching clients talk about, hey, I really want to go to Rome. What does that look like? Or, hey, I want to do
Mm-hmm.
this. Who's been there? Where should I stay? Where should I fly into? You know, and it's like everything has changed, and how we plan bigger trips, even smaller trips too. And it's just fantastic. So, okay, let's get into some content. So that was a long introduction. So here we go. Which path is best for you? This is at the Chicago Bean, which is actually currently fenced off. I just saw that on TikTok a couple days ago. You can't go take pictures at the Bean right now. But
really,
I love this little line here. It's like, JGOOT's principles work for anyone that's willing to put them to work. The amount of value you receive is completely up to you. And it's true. It's true. Just like anything else in life, if you don't choose to believe it, choose to apply it, and then get your results, you might as well not. But it's nothing to do with what we're teaching or what we're doing. It has to do with you using it, right? It's getting a new job and not going to onboarding, right? Not going to new hire orientation. And then when your manager gets mad at you because you don't know what's going on, well, you're not onboarded, and they also didn't take the time to hire you. So we want you to grab the book, get some principles under your belt, get some things going over there, because then from there we can decide, hey, how do we want to move forward? Next slide.
Choose to believe it, and then the big piece is choose to apply it. That's where I think a lot of people lose out and drop the ball a little bit of like there's the application of it. So we are not travel agents.
No,
let's just start with
I have a whole list of who we are and what we're not coming up to.
Okay.
So inside the book, there's this fantastic home study. And if you're still waiting on your hard copy, go check your email because there's a PDF version that is emailed to you. And so that's going to be a fantastic resource for you while you wait. The book's been in such demand. The collector's edition's all backed up. The soft copy is like on its way out, but we're coming into holiday season and the printers are doing whatever. But you have a PDF. Joel gave you one just because you bought the book. So whether you just bought the PDF, you have the PDF. Whether you bought the book, you got the PDF. Whether you got the collector's edition, you got the PDF. So you don't have to wait. But go through it, get through that home study part, because it's going to help you better understand some of this path conversation that we're having. So next slide.
Come and book. We'll just put that in there too. And if you got the book and you're at our conference, you got your book signed, which is pretty excited too. You ready for the next one, or are you still on this?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's go. So what's a JGOOT advisor? I mean, I think we've already kind of covered that and in its nutshell, but here's a list. I love these lists. I'm a big list person, bullet points. If you want the best out of me, give me a list with bullet points on it. So who we are and how we can help. We're JGOOT Advisors. We have 15-minute calls to help you better decide, to answer some basic questions, get to know you, and then help you make that decision on, just continue what you're doing, or hey, maybe coaching is for you. We're going to expand what you learn in the book, going to help you better understand and maximize the village, match you to JGOOT Premium, and that is our booking services and as well as our coaching services, all while helping you choose that path. Who we are not, we are not travel agents. I'm not going to do a single booking for you, or just not. Like, that's not, I don't have a license for it. Anthony doesn't have a license for it. Shannon doesn't have a license for it. Our coaches and experts, their time is better used elsewhere. We want to help as many people as possible. If you raise your hand and say, yes, I want to be a good student. So if you're coachable, teachable, and lovable, and huggable, and all of those things, we'll get you the information, because we want you to become as independent of a traveler as possible, but traveling the JGOOT way. We are not point brokers. Twice a week at least, have someone like, well, I sent someone 800,000 points and $1,000 for them to help me book my flight from New York to Rome. That flight should never cost 800,000 points. Point brokers are here to make money. We want you, make money off of you as an individual for that individual booking. Because yes, it feels great when someone else does it, but they're going to take so much over the top, and it's just wrong. We want you to be independent. We want you to learn how it works and do it.
Because then you would have to keep spending the money, and each time, let's sing the song.
You're killing me. This is the joke that came out of our staff chat with that Carly Rae Jepsen song from when was that? Like 12 years ago? That's all I'm
And
considered old now.
this is now
And
considered old, exactly, but it's still, it's let's dust it off. Call me Kary if you would like to
call
talk
me
with Kary.
Kary. Yes. Yeah.
Specifically,
So
want some of Kary? Say, "Call me Kary."
get that. Yep. And you can get condiments on the side. So yeah, I would love to talk with you about all of this that we're talking about. So if you're interested in having a call with me, I've seen Anthony drop his link in there. Fantastic. Anthony and I are two peas in a pod when it comes to this role inside of
Yeah.
JGOOT. And but if you want to talk with me, Anthony, or talk with Anthony, his link's there. If you want to talk with me, because we're vibing, because I'm on here and you're looking at my face and you know what I look like when we're talking, we can do that too. So just comment my name, and then we can find a time that works best for you. My availability is there. I will not talk to you on Thanksgiving, but other than that, it's pretty open, and we can find some time to go through it. But on this real quick on this, we'll put a bow on this list of things we're not financial advisors. When we talk about using the cards that we recommend, we don't recommend running what is it called? Running totals on there. Use it, pay it, use it, pay it, use it, pay it. We don't want anything of that nature. And we can't help you make better financial decisions. We're here to help you get situated and maximize your card usage that you're already doing or can do, right? Already doing or can do. Credit card or credit repair specialists, not us. Like,
Not it.
we have some tips and tricks on how to do that, but ultimately, if you can't get the cards, then we'll get you. We'll get you to rule number one. Like most of my trips this year, I haven't even needed to worry about if I'm using credit. I have used credit cards to pay for them, but having them, they're all cash deals. Good majority of my trips this year domestic have been all cash deals. Point hackers, we are not going to help you hack your way to getting more points. What we know is starting with the 2 right cards and doing what's listed in this book to start with is going to set you up for success for the long term. And then lastly, emergency travel fixers.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, this is a little personal. Now, I hope I have permission to share this, but as a viewer, you as a member of our village, I had a family member pass away 2 weeks ago, and then I had to figure out how to get to Western Kentucky, which there's no major airport there. I had 5 days, right? Because they're like, passed away on this day, funeral's on Saturday. We would love for you to come. Great. So there's me, mom, dad, whatever. So we figured it out, right? But I had to figure that out, right? If you have something that comes up, then like you need to be able to figure that. We cannot help you get from, halfway around the world and get you a great deal. Sometimes it's just not going to happen. Every once in a while there might be a thing, but we're not travel agents. We're going to help you learn how to find the deals and get the best way to wherever you want to go yourself. So, all right, next slide. Helping you choose a path. Next slide. The village in this book is your perfect fit if you're new here. We want you to marinate in the sauce, right? I wouldn't necessarily say drink the Kool-Aid, but marinate in the sauce. The JGOOT sauce is a good sauce, right? We're going to impart a lot of salt and pepper onto you, some good flavors, and get you all over the world using these skills because you're learning them, right? If you're primarily traveling domestic, fantastic. You haven't gotten the hang of the cards we earn. And got the hang, is in quotation marks there because it's maybe you haven't gotten the card. Maybe your credit score doesn't allow for you to get the card. And that's okay too. Because you're here, you can still do so many of the skills and principles that we are teaching here. If you want $1,000 to $5,000 in free travel, guess what? We do that all day long. Free travel constitutes a whole variety of things, but if you're looking to get that value, then this is a great place for you. If you are over 5,000, or even if you're at 4,000 and you want to go more, then that's what the next slide that's coming up is for you. If you have limited flexibility, go ahead.
No, go ahead, sweetie.
Oh, if you have limited flexibility, we love flexibility here. I talk about flexibility all day. Flexible points, flexible destinations, flexible departures. Like I live in Las Vegas. It's not easy to get anywhere in the world on a good deal from Las Vegas, even the rest of the country, because we have to pay the tourism tax, right? That's something that we call, because we live here and we dare to live in the place where most of the world comes and visits at least once or twice in their lifetimes. there's a tourism tax just for existing and getting out of the city. And also don't fly here on Fridays if you live here. It's just the worst. The planes are full of woo girls. If you don't know what a woo girl is, those are the girls or people, let's just say people to be inclusive. The ones that are like, woo! This is like, oh my gosh.
Oh, that's a people thing for sure. Yeah, like,
oh my
calm
gosh.
down.
The woo folks are crazies.
A little bit goes a long way.
So flexibility, if you have limited flexibility, we can still make it work in the coaching program. But if you're like, I can only travel during my kids' vacations, I only can do this, I can only do this, I can only do this, then that's okay. Then where you are is probably good. But again, let's talk about it. That's why we're here to talk. So me or Anthony or Shannon, whoever you're talking to, but have the conversation. We're happy to have that conversation with you, but talk to us. Don't be afraid. Pick up the phone, or I'll call you. We'll call you, and let's do that. So and the village is great if you're a professional observer. Those are the people that are watching right now that haven't said a word in the comments. I know you're there. And what that's going to allow for you to do is to have a conversation, right? So get up off the wall and come to the party and let's talk on the phone. Okay.
That's a nice way of calling you a lurker, by the way, which I love. So let me just go back over this because, and we mean it nicely. Again, this is the village plus the book. So comment book, because those two pair together so nicely. I really like this slide a lot. We talked a lot, about all these different concepts in the book, but this really nails it right here for everybody watching, that this is what the village is about. Again, $1,000 to $5,000 in free travel and savings is perfect too. So we're not here to hard sell you on anything. We have things to do. We have travel. All right,
listen,
let's talk about
the hardest sale you're going to see is clawing $7 out of your whichever credit card you want to earn those extra points on to get this book in the electronic form and go to the places, like stop talking about traveling and start traveling. Right? Your dreams will stay dreams until you put a plan in action. Well, guess what? Joel wrote your plan of action right here. And now we get to talk about it and do it. Right? So let's make it happen.
I like it. Now, that was a good preach.
Yeah. let me get my soapbox. No.
Oh, thank you. Silently Cyber Stalking. We appreciate you, but reading the book and putting the lessons to use first. Boom. That's all you had to say.
That's it. Fantastic.
I love that. All right,
so
lounge.
Now we have the village, we have the book. That's great for starters. That's great for you're here and you're learning. But even if something on this list is you, if just one of these things, then we need to get on the phone. Like we've got to get on the phone. Because if you have any one of these things, we can talk about how the lounge can help you, right? So coaching, our JGOOT Lounge, or our booking service is ideal if you have travel flexibility. Remember, we talked about that a little bit ago. If you have that flexibility, if you're like, if I called up Mia, because I'm going to pretend Mia's an expert right now. Mia, I really want to go to somewhere with a beach. Mia's going to go, oh my gosh, you know how many beaches there are in the world?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. But if I call Mia and say, I want to go January 12th to January 17th from Columbus, Ohio to Kiev. I don't know why I just went to Ukraine. Ukraine's been on my mind a lot lately, but that's not exactly a travel place right now. Backing up, let's go to Poland. And so it's just like, oh, well, you have, and so Mia's going to go, well, that's not real flexible. Do you have a specific reason? That's what we're going to talk about. Right. So let's talk about have some flexibility. If you want to go see the world, if you're going to go see the world and you're already willing to pay to go see the world, and you're probably going to pay for economy or premium economy or comfort plus or something like that. Oh, this is actually really great. Bethany, thank you for this comment. If you're in the lounge, comment that if you're here watching, and if you're a current coaching client, just comment in there. Just one little takeaway. It doesn't have to be a book. Just one little thing that's just been a super benefit of you doing it. Or if you used our booking services, like we have a lot of people that are booking that now.
I know.
Because now
I love
we'll do the research for you. And that's a
Yes.
fantastic little deal there too.
Yeah. Comment booking services if you'd like information on that too. We don't have I don't have a slide for that, but just comment it. You got this.
Yeah. So good. So good. So just kind of moving through here. You want to level up your comfort levels. That's what I was just talking about. If you already have the money and you're already planning to go 1, 2, 3, 5 times international, then let's use that same money and earn some points and get you there in business class. Like, why
Yes.
not? Like, why? That's something that I've learned. Like, even going premium economy to Hawaii, like, it made the difference in travel. It made the difference in travel. So,
This
or
is the
like
hand
in the
motion I
getting
make.
there.
Exponential. I just love to do this. There
Yeah.
you go.
So level up your comfort levels, your coaching. If you're coachable, teachable, flexible, if you're willing to learn, we want you. And applying the for with approaches adds value. So it's just, if you have these flexible mindsets, if you have these things that you want to accomplish, then that's what we're here for, right? And we'll have a conversation about this. Like, schedule that call, get on my calendar, get on Anthony's calendar. Any of us on the advising team can help you 100% know which is going to be the best path for you. Okay. But read the book first, because we want you to at least like what we talk about. Because if you don't like what we talk about, because I don't want to argue with you. Like, well, I've traveled this way and I've traveled that way and I've done this and I've done that. Great. Fantastic. Continue on. But if you want to do and have the things that we do and have, then believe it and let's go do it.
I like this comment from Shannon. You need to be flexible on when or on positioning, etc. And we can talk about positioning real quick. As they say, something's got to give if you want to travel the JGOOT way. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, and just real quick story about that. So my dad's Vietnamese. We used to go to pre-pandemic. My parents would go to Vietnam twice or every 2 years. Every 2 years they would go. We learned back then, if we physically drove from Las Vegas to Los Angeles, I would take my parents to the airport, drop them off, either spend the night before or after, and then drive back to Vegas. All of that driving and that time that saved us, on average, between $600 to $1,000 per ticket to fly to Asia from LA versus flying out of LAX.
Right. And staying in that mindset of, I have to fly out from this place where I live. And that really nails down positioning.
Positioning, easy peasy. And that was one of the flexible rules or like ideas that I knew for years. Because I'm like, why? When it's only 4 hours to get to the airport. Now out here in the West Coast, we use the word only as up to 6 hours, right? Only.
Yes.
That's just the way that it works. I know East Coasters and the South, like, oh, well, you're 30 minutes away. That's far. 30 minutes away is from my house to Costco. So that's easy. Next slide.
Okay. All right.
Oh, the Black Friday teaser. Yes. So
someone asked about this earlier. Here you go. Here it is.
So I'm not going to talk about this at all. I'm not going to answer any questions at all. This is just something that we want to put on your radar. I am an avid lover and user of Southwest. I love Southwest. I've just qualified for my A-list. I've just requalified for my companion pass. And so myself and my partner, we get to fly everywhere. Buy one, get one free. It costs $11.20 to book their ticket. And that's it. Right? So this is a teaser. If you want information, you are invited because you're here right now with me and Mia. She's right there for me. And if you're here right now, Mia's going to show a link and you're going to write this down or copy and paste it or something along those lines.
Hold on. Where did I put it? We have, ready? Oh.
Here we go. Go here right now or right after we're done, whichever is up to you. Go register to be the first to know. We have some of the greatest ways to maximize Southwest, kind of wrapped up in one little human, well, not little human being, because I don't want to diminish her like physical existence, but Stephanie is a genius when it comes to Southwest, period, and a discussion. There's nobody that I've ever met that knows more about Southwest than I think even Southwest.
Right.
Like, because they create these programs and there's 1.5 million hoops to jump through to make it make sense. But we are going to put together, this is just one thing. I'm not going to say this is going to limit any other announcements that are going to come out between now and then. I'm not going to say that there isn't or that there is, but this is just a teaser for you right now to go consider, because this is my favorite tool for positioning. This is my favorite tool for getting anywhere else in the Southwest. This is my favorite tool. I love, love, love Southwest, and I love, love, love my companion pass. It's so easy. Right now, actually, I have my friend on it. Went to Cancun, got a last minute phone call, and was like, hey, do you want to go to Cancun? I just, you buy the airplane ticket. I've got everything else. The resort we stayed at was $1,100 a night. I was like, yeah, I'll go for 5 days. That's no problem. And I'll definitely buy our plane tickets. So all I did was kick off my mom off of my companion, because you get up to 3 changes a year. I kicked off my mom, put her on there, booked my ticket for $600, and then added her as, and I added her to as my companion. So we got to go round trip, and I know I fit on Southwest planes. I'm 6'4", 200 plus, 200 pounds. Like, I'm not a small person. I'm not travel size. I am family size. All right. I'm a Costco tray of pork chops when it comes to getting on a plane. So that
Chris,
matters
that's
to
your
me.
new description. My boyfriend is also 6'4", 200 plus. So yeah, it does
like,
matter. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't get to just like cram, like, oh yeah, like I love a good deal on Frontier. Just did that for my for the funeral that I went to. But I also paid a little bit of extra money to have an exit row. And so, but it still worked in my rules. So
Love this.
Joel has this real quick for Joel. Joel has put us together, has just magnetically attracted some of the most amazing minds and people with different skill sets to help grow what's here. These words here are his 100%. But guess what? He also doesn't have an ego about it either, right? There's a lot of conversation that happens in the background to make sure that you, as consumer, as member, as JGOOT associated, JGOOT diaspora, there's that $20 word, have the best information to do and go and see the things in your life that you want to, right, and to accomplish. And I'm so grateful. And so I will talk Stephanie up about Southwest all day long, but there's also, we have the space to shine where we shine and where we get to do what we do here. So I think you nailed it. Absolutely fantastic.
You nailed it with brain trust. That's actually a perfect way to describe it. It truly is. Joel brought us all together. I mean, he brought all of his information, his own experiences. You hear him talk about that a lot, of his own ways of coming into the travel, what not to do. He's really taken a lot of the what not to do's, and then we've all put that together as well too, which I love. Let me pull up a couple comments. Do you have any, if you want to keep going, because I've got a couple comments about Stephanie, which just pair so nicely. Shannon, my working theory is that Stephanie has their headquarters bug. It's nuts how much she knows about them, which I absolutely love too. Joel says, I'm the founder and I validate my ideas with Stephanie all the time, as well as he says that he runs his flight and hotel ideas by Stephanie all the time as well too.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah, she's not just an expert in Southwest. She's an expert in so many things. And it's like the way that her brain, I love watching her whenever she's doing,
it's no joke.
Helping, it's just watching her brain in action on that share screen. Like I relearn something twice a week because I'm watching her. Like, it's
Y'all know I say that every week too, of like, I have to watch things twice or relearn things. And that really is a JGOOT, the sort of unspoken JGOOT way too, is the curiosity and the willingness to learn and then relearn it too. Once you've had the experiences, things do show up differently for you, right? Once you've had that travel experience, they either start to make more sense to you or you decide you want to change it. So, be willing to kind of go with the flow on that too. Yeah. I like this comment. Read the book, have tons of points with Chase Sapphire. So what is the best way? See, these are the kind of, we'll definitely have some people out here. If you want to talk about this real quick too, and we have the experts that are also answering questions out here too, if you don't hear us physically get to them on this live stream.
Yep. So Shannon already replied to Nam's comment right here in specific. It says the answer is same as rule number 1, right? Like, look every day and go where the deals are, right? And especially going from Hawaii to Vietnam, like there's not tons of flights that I know of that go from Oahu or go from any of the major cities, major airports to specifically Ho Chi Minh City, right? But there's a lot of ways to get there, through Taipei, through Seoul, through Tokyo, through Haneda, through Guangzhou, through all sorts of other cities over there. So it's being able to look and see and what's going on with that. Nam, if you haven't talked to anybody yet, or I know we haven't talked, let's just make a time. Let's just find a time to connect. Just comment my name there, and I'll drop that link for you to pick a time. And yeah, call me Kary. Oh Lord, this is never gonna go away.
I'm gonna run that one into the ground.
Oh goodness, right into the ground, right? I
Yay.
mean, be
No,
careful. Be careful.
absolutely.
There's volcanoes erupting everywhere. So,
No, and this really was a perfect example of it. I love what Nam had said. So we're not particular about any airline. We just want a nice experience. So yes, they do have, to a particular point going out and the
mhm.
destination as well. But I'd love to hear how this ends up because it could be something where they end up completely different.
Yeah,
They go somewhere else first and then end up in Vietnam and coming back. So it'll be fun to see how
yeah,
that kind of
and I
comes
would
together.
say too, since we are talking about that comment, we talk about positioning a lot, but like they already live in Hawaii. There's no reason to position to somewhere on the western coast of the continental United States to then backtrack and go when they physically live halfway there, right? So
Right.
sometimes some things are going to look really different for you. The rules are the rules, the principles are the principles. The JGOOT way is the JGOOT way. However, how that expresses in your travel planning is going to be unique to you, right? So
I love
for
that.
Nam and I, like we'll figure it out. We'll figure out what's going to be the best way, and we'll have a conversation about how often do you want to go to Vietnam? Where else do you want to go?
Right.
Right? And being able to track deals, find deals, use the different tools that exist. We'll work that out. Maybe the lounge is something for you, Nam. Maybe where you're at and just a little brushing up of skills or adding it on there. Maybe that's going to be the best things for you. So
Yeah. Hi,
yeah.
Stephen. Thank you. Yeah, you
Yes,
got your
sir.
start with Kary. I love Stephen's post. I'm following him now on Facebook. All
He's
right,
a hoot
we've
and a
been
half.
absolutely, and I'm super matchy with you as a friend, right? We've done West
Yeah.
Coast flights to to get to Asia. Okay, gotcha. But again, like I just love what you just said. Everything is it's gonna come out differently each time for
Yeah.
people too. So I love that. Okay, so again, comment Black Friday teaser. And then you can go to jgoot.com/early bird,
And
right?
I
You
know
can
there's
also
been a lot of conversation about like what's the time zone? What's the time zone? JGOOT time zone is Mountain Standard Time. I don't know if that's the actual truth for what's going on because I'm not the one that building those things, but JGOOT time zone is Mountain Standard Time. So
and I
it's 10
wasn't answering
o'clock.
it because I know somebody's gonna answer it in there too. So, yes,
Yep.
that JGood time does sort of originate, where the founder and me, I also originate in Denver as well too. So use that as your
And our
springboard.
amazing support team. Without
Yeah.
Brooke, it would all fall apart and be just like Legos all over the ground. And so Mountain Standard Time, I
Is the truth.
believe, is the truth. 10
Yep.
a.m. Yep, there. Now it is
I feel like we
confirmed.
should also say this is the way, right?
Yes, this is the mountain way. So
Exactly.
that's
Oh, look
9
at Brooke.
a.m. There we go. They're all there. 9 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Mountain, 11 a.m. Central, noon, 12 p.m. Eastern time. And then if
I
you're
love just
anywhere
pulling
else
these
from there,
Yeah, pulling these
the
comments up,
boop
I
boop
crack
boop.
myself up.
Yeah.
I'm having way too much fun. All right, so not sure of your path? Book a call. Call me Kary, right?
Yeah, let's talk. Like, even if so if this is you, I have no cards, I have strong desire, I've read the books, I've done some of the Rule 1 searches, I understand what my daily tasks are, and you want to figure out what's going to be the best step for you to move forward, great. Let's book a call. That call is only going to take a few minutes, but guess what? You're human, I'm human, let's connect. Now,
The
if you're a
comment book is
different,
for the book. Sorry, the comment book is for the book, and then call me Kary is to talk to Kary, or just say
yeah.
book a call or comment, please. That would be wonderful.
Just like, yeah, and we have we're here to help. A question that I get a lot is like, well, how do you make money off of having these calls? Like, well, first, I guess what, that's really none of your concern. Are your questions answered? Like, do you know more now than you knew 20 minutes ago? Then great. Like, that's what we want for you. Like, what pays my bills isn't let's not waste that time on the call. Instead, let's talk about you. Let's find out what you want, how you want to travel, and figure out which path is going to be best for you. So, yeah, that's what
Listen,
we're here for.
absolutely. Arizona folks, I cannot help you with this. That's a you thing. We realize that
Yeah,
you
well,
do not you do not change time. I get it. I'll tell you the last week has been nuts just to put a pin in what our timing is right now. We just changed
oh my
over
gosh,
our
my
time
bot. It
frame.
took me until like I think Wednesday of last week to figure out where I was. because I woke up in Pacific time. I flew to Central time, had the time change while I was at the funeral, had feelings around all the family stuff and whatever, and then flew
Right.
home. So I'm still 2 hours off, but now I'm an hour back from my 2 hours off. And Arizona is its own little unique case of, because they don't observe, like the part of the United States doesn't observe it, but then the Navajo reservation does, but then the Hopi reservation inside the Navajo. So
I heard
Mountain
that
Standard
last
Time.
week too, and Hawaii, I
Yeah.
think, might be that as well too. I love this. Just to break it up, time zone fun. We're watching this live on Tuesday morning in New Zealand. What's going to happen? Tell us. Predict our future. We would love it. I
Yes.
love
Since
my
you're in the
friends that are usually
future.
tell us what's going on. But yeah, so we want to maximize, as it says here, and implement our principles and our resources. We want to help you with that too. So you can either say, call me Kary, or book a call. Like we said, Anthony put his links in there as well too.
Yeah. I mean, because we're here to help. That's why we're here. Joel had us here to help you answer your basic questions, to help find out which path is for you. Coaching isn't for everyone.
Mm-mm.
Coaching is not the lounge, and the you, like, right now we have about 640 people over there, and that may be for you, it may not, and either way, that's okay. It's okay. If you are a person that has FOMO, but FOMO means fear of missing out, let's flip that around to switch it to the joy of missing out. So JOMO, because
I
JOMO
love
is greater
FOMO.
than FOMO.
It
And
is.
because where you are and what you want out of this book, out of these principles, this is going to help you save thousands of dollars a year. But if you're the type of person that wants to save tens of thousands or travel, like our Queen Mira had a 6-figure value trip this summer, if you want to spend $3,000 to $4,000 on a nearly 6-figure, nearly $100,000 trip, if that's you, then we need to talk about coaching.
Yep.
Period.
Comment, Kary. Yes, and I love this comment. Thank you, Brooke, for this one. Hold on a second. She says, oh gosh, we have so many good ones. Want to talk to Kary? I promise you'll love it. Comment, call me Kary, and he'll find a time that works for you. Absolutely. All right. That was so much good information. And again, if you are just now tuning in, as soon as we hit this end button, you'll be able to watch all this good information all over again. Any closing thoughts for us? And then I'm going to have you pick a random number so we can give a $100 travel savings card.
So a closing thought, there's a phrase that I was taught as a young professional, and it's this phrase, I will until, right? I will blank until blank. So I will learn until I what is it? Like, so try practicing, implementing I will until, because you're going to learn something. If you take that mindset, you put that hat on of student, right? Because like if you're not coachable, teachable, or a decent student, then going into a coaching program may not be best for you. But put on that hat of I will until. I will learn until I get it. I will travel until I go to 190 countries. I will until what's going on. Like I will read one page at a time. If you're not a great reader, fantastic. Read one page at a time, line by line. Get it in. It'll only take you 3 months if you only read 1 page a day or 1.5 pages a day. There's lots of pictures too. It's a great picture book. Great concepts with great pictures as well. But practice, I will until. Start it in JGOOT. Start it in your travel planning. Maybe allow that principle to filter into your relationships or your life or your parenting or your job. But I will until what? That's up for you to decide.
I'm going to cover your beautiful face here for a second with Joel's comment that really kind of bookends what you just said. Booking a call is just as much to make sure you're a fit for the lounge as if we have something that's a fit for you. Don't want to get the cards we recommend, not a fit. Don't want to be flexible on either when or you're going, we might not be a fit. Don't want to travel more than once a year, we're not a fit. But again, we just went through how much good information is here in the village. But if not, we're glad to put you in the direction of wherever might help. Joel, thank you for that comment. I love it when he writes in the comments too. What do you call it? Professional lurker. All right. Well, we really got some good information today. So it looks like we have 195 comments. So if you would like to choose one between 1 and 95 randomly, I will do a drum roll. Ready?
We're going to do 87.
Commenter number 87, you are the winner of the $100 travel savings card. All right. So Brooke will let you know who that is. A few more action items. Again, call me Kary if you'd like the information from Kary. Comment Black Friday teaser. I'm just saying it just to watch your face, and I love it. Black Friday teaser, or you can go to jgoot.com/early bird. I think we've gotten to all the comments that are pertaining to this live stream. I think we're
Yep.
out of here. And as Joel
Well,
says to everybody,
Nancy
yes,
just threw up in there. How much is the training? That get on
yes.
that early bird. Get on that early bird. Go fill it out, because I have no information to give you. So you need to go do that. So get on that jgoot.com/early bird. That way you will be the first to know all of the information on all of that. So, and Miss Mia, as Joel says,
Happy travels. We'll see everyone next
happy
week.
travels.
Bye.